The sheriff's forbidden love. The desert sun was sinking low over the town of Dustfall, painting the horizon in gold and burning orange. Sheriff Colt Avery stood on the wooden balcony of his office, scanning the quiet street below. His hand rested on the worn handle of his revolver, more out of habit than fear. Dustfall was finally calm, but that calm came with a cost. The arrest of Silas Kane, the most feared gang leader in the territory. And tonight, the consequences of that arrest were about to walk into Colt's life with quiet footsteps and a shadowed heart. The first star was peeking through the sky when Colt heard soft footsteps approaching. He turned, expecting a deputy. Instead, he saw her, a woman in a dusty blue riding dress, her dark hair tangled from hard travel, her eyes sharp and wary under the brim of her hat. Colt's breath caught. He knew that face. Aurora Kane, the outlaw's daughter, beautiful, dangerous, untouchable, and the one woman Colt had spent months trying to forget. Aurora stopped at the foot of the steps, her voice steady but trembling at the edges. "I heard you arrested my father." Colt stepped down slowly. "Aurora, it wasn't personal." "Everything about this is personal," she whispered. The wind pushed her hair across her cheek. She didn't brush it away. She just stared at him with that eyes-deep Night look that had always unraveled him. "You shouldn't be here," Colt said quietly. "If anyone sees you, they'll think the sheriff is doing his duty," she cut in, "escorting the daughter of an outlaw out of town." Her tone was cold, but her eyes were warm with something else. Something Colt knew too well. Longing, old wounds, unspoken truth. Colt ushered her inside the office, locking the door behind them. Silas Kane sat in the back cell, glaring with a fire that could burn a weaker man alive. But the moment Aurora stepped in, Silas rose, gripping the bars. "Aurora," he rasped, "you shouldn't have come here." "I had to," she whispered, her voice cracking. Colt watched, jaw tight. This was the woman he wanted more than life. Standing in front of the man he had sworn to bring to justice. Silas's gaze shifted to Colt. "I knew you were trouble the moment she started looking your way." Colt stiffened. "I didn't ask for her attention." "No," Silas growled, "but you damn well wanted it." Aurora stepped between them, her voice trembling. "Stop, both of you." She turned to Colt. "I'm not here to argue. I'm here to ask for time. Let me talk to my father alone." Colt hesitated, duty clashing with the aching softness he felt whenever he looked at her. Finally, he nodded. 10 minutes. Aurora spoke with her father for a long time, whispered pleas, angry words, tears she wiped away before they could fall. Colt paced in the front room, fighting the urge to storm in and see if she was okay. When she finally emerged, her shoulders were shaking. She turned away quickly so Colt wouldn't see her wipe her eyes. "Are you all right?" he asked softly. "I will be," she whispered. "But I need your help." Colt's throat tightened. "Aurora, I'm not asking you to free him." She stepped closer. "I'm asking you to protect him. There are bounty hunters coming. Men who hate my father more than the law does. They'll kill him before a judge ever sees him." Colt swallowed hard. Protecting Silas Kane would make him a target. It could cost him his badge, cost him his future. But then Aurora reached out, her hand brushing his. A spark shot through him, familiar, forbidden. "Please, Colt," she whispered. "I know you still care." He closed his eyes, his voice barely a breath. "I care too much." The night exploded. Gunfire cracked outside the office. Lanterns shattered. Horses screamed, Colt grabbed Aurora and pulled her down behind the desk as bullets tore through the front window. The bounty hunters had come. Colt steadied his breathing and drew his gun. Stay low. Aurora grabbed a spare rifle from the rack without hesitation. I'm not letting you fight alone. Colt gave her a look half fear, half fierce admiration. You never did know how to listen. Then, it's a good thing you're such a stubborn man, she whispered. They fought side by side, Colt taking the left windows, Aurora firing from the right. The air filled with smoke and shattered wood. Silas shouted from the cell, warning them whenever someone moved outside. Through the chaos, Colt's heart hammered not from fear of the men outside, but fear of losing Aurora. He couldn't lose her. Not tonight. Not ever. When the last bounty hunter fell, Dustfall went silent again. But inside Colt's office, everything had changed. Aurora lowered the rifle, breathless. Colt crossed the room to her, his chest rising and falling hard. Aurora, I could have lost you. She stepped closer, her hand gently touching the side of his face. You almost did. He caught her hand and held it against his heart. This is madness, he whispered. You're an outlaw's daughter, and I'm the law. Yes, she murmured, but the heart doesn't care about badges. Colt leaned his forehead against hers, their breaths mingling. We can't keep pretending, she whispered. I know. And we can't keep running. I know that too. Then, what do we do? Colt cupped her cheek, his voice rough and tender. We love each other anyway. And he kissed her slow, fierce, full of fire and longing, and all the nights they'd spent dreaming of this moment. For once, neither of them pulled away. Silas Kane was transferred safely the next morning, under Colt's personal escort. Despite everything, Silas paused before stepping into the wagon. You take care of my daughter, he growled. Colt nodded. With my life. Aurora stood on the steps of the sheriff's office, the rising sun painting her hair in gold. Colt walked back to her, taking her hand without hesitation. What now? She asked softly. Colt looked into her eyes, the eyes of the woman he'd fight the whole world for. Now, he said, we stop letting the world tell us what we can't be. Aurora smiled a soft, hopeful smile. And together, hand in hand, they walked into the new dawn.
Like and subscribe. Aurora Tale, Wild West Romance. God bless.